commercial plumbing and excavating services. So, if you are looking for quality workmanship and a trusted partner to work on your project, look no further than Lee's Plumbing and Excavating. Call them today at 724-245-2950. Lee's Plumbing and Excavating, a proud sponsor of the WMBS live broadcast from the New Salem VFD Hog Roast.
This is the story of a 7-year-old boy from Baltimore who nagged his parents incessantly for a pony until they moved to the mountain. There, over 40 years, I learned everything I could about the farmsteading lifestyle from great mentors.
Ooh, what a lucky man he was.
Oh, and by the way, I got my pony. I named him Captain.
Alrighty, folks, welcome to Farmsteaders Field Notes. I'm your host, Shawn from the Mountain. I'm glad you decided to join me here on WMBS 590 AM, 101.1 FM, and WMBS590.com. Of course, Facebook Live, too, if you're looking at me. As always, if you have any agricultural events that are open to the public, please let me know, and I'll do my best to promote them as best I can. We're going to kind of run out of order here a little bit for a couple different reasons. Unfortunately, I'm going to cut some of my news short because if you heard TJ DeStefano just sat there and ran off about 2 of my stories, so slash that. So much for that. Throw that up, right? You know, so much for that. Anywho, beyond that, I did want to start off talking about our own local Fayette County Fair. They are running a short auction, and it's running just today. That's why I'm telling you about it first, foremost, and getting that information out there right now. And this benefit auction is to support the construction of, one of the barns that they're trying to replace. Over the years, a lot of these barns are so much older than even I am. I mean, days of old when knights were bold and dinosaurs roamed the earth, they put these livestock barns in for this fair. And I can tell you as a co-chairman for one of the divisions of the livestock that when you walk into some of these barns, the deterioration has gotten so bad that you can grab some of these posts and shake them. I mean, the termites, years and years and years of being rained on and being used and chewed on by livestock, and having staples put into them and all the wood. I mean, they do their best, but when the funding is lousy, you can't replace them. They're very expensive to replace, and so you're going to try and do this sort of one step at a time. So if we can do our best to support them, it's going to be a tremendous difference to your fair experience. It's going to make a tremendous difference to the week that the livestock have to spend there. So right now, if you look on the Fayette County Fair Facebook page, you're going to find a variety of things. And again, this is going on just today, so you have to get your bidding in today. The bidding is going to close at 7 o'clock this evening. So some of the benefit auction items that are going to be up there are a lifetime pass to the Fayette County Fair, and they're going to put a couple of those up there, that kind of thing. A premium parking pass. Okay, they've got a couple of those that they're going to put up there, so you got preferred parking when you go to the fairgrounds, so you can donate for that. Pie the President. So you're going to be bid on being able to, and this is President Pierce Wilson from the fair. This is not President Donald Trump. Otherwise, I mean, that would have paid for the building and then some anyway. But no, pie President Pierce Wilson. And you can do that. That would happen during family night, Thursday, July 31st. He's going to get a pie in the face by somebody who bids enough. A family 4-pack of pit passes. You can bid on that. That can be redeemed any night other than Wednesday, July 30th. There's going to be another family pack of 4-pack, same deal, Wednesday, July 30th. So a couple options on that. One's called the Ultimate Fair Food Package, and you can bid on that. That's going to have $20 worth of concession food, $14 worth of combo meals from the Asian Grill, a large bag of kettle corn, and so on and so forth. The obstacle course free race entry and 2-pack of pit bands. That's Tuesday, July 29th, free entry plus 2 pit passes. Mud Mania race entry and 2-pack pit bands. So that's Friday, August 1st, entry into the Mud Mania and the 2 pit passes. 4-pack of tickets. So that's going to be for anything on a 4-pack of tickets for anything in the 2025 fair, which also includes the rides. And then a 6-pack of tickets, same deal, for 2025, and that includes the rides. An 8-man-hour spring cleanup package from Silvis, and this package will include 8 hours of professional landscape cleanup services, along with a detailed on-site evaluation of your property to tailor the work to your needs. So that would be good. They're going to have a couple of those put on there. Cellular Riles Garden Center, they're going to give you a gift certificate if you bid high enough. That's a $60 gift card. 2 passes to the Pittsburgh Zoo and PPG Aquarium. Obviously, that would be to be used on, actually, it's to be used on June 2nd of 2026. 2 passes for the Pittsburgh Zoo. A Mandy Rooker photography session. And I know that Mandy also does livestock photography and pet photography and stuff like that. So not just your typical stuff. And you can bid on that. And that'll be one mini session, 30 minutes. And that's usually for the exhibitors of the shows, because she can take pictures of your livestock projects as well. And that's always a good thing to have, because as a 4-H'er and then now even as an open exhibitor of livestock, I never have enough pictures of my animals, and they never live long enough. And so sometimes, unfortunately, they pass away and you don't have that kind of thing. So that's good. Casey's Sports Cafe, a gift certificate for them. They're right down the road here from the station. Love going there sometimes after I'm done here. But yeah, they're going to do a $50 gift card if you want to bid on that. Free pizza for a year. Now, this fat boy can't be bidding on that. That's 2 extra large pizzas weekly, 1 cheese and 1 pepperoni, 104 pizzas total. Holy mackerel. That's Beck's Pizza. That's an amazing one. So if you want to bid on that one. Also, Beck's Pizza and Sandwiches also did free wings for a year. This is getting harder and harder to talk about. I'm getting a little bit emotional, to be honest with you. Free wings for a year. You could bid on that. That's going to be 2 dozen wings weekly, 2 sausages included each time. I should have eaten before I came in here today. This is a shame. Anyway, 20 entire rolls of PA lottery tickets, scratch-off tickets. If you're feeling lucky, you can get an entire roll of $20 scratch-off tickets from the PA lottery. That's on here. Also, HealthWorks has a 30-day membership. They're a rehab and fitness center. So you get a 30-day gym membership for them. They're in Smithfield, Pennsylvania. There's a 12-foot standard high-duty gate, which can be exchanged toward any other gate that you're kind of interested in. That's from Log Cabin Fence, and they're in Amity, Pennsylvania. If you're a farmer, believe me, you're going to do everything you can to get a gate because you use them for absolutely everything. I love this one, a 6-foot oval raised bed planter. That's going to be donated by Log Cabin as well. It's also sort of like the shape of a trough. I'm sure that's kind of what it is. Carnival Lights mini session. And that is the Ferris wheel glow. It's a photo session near the actual carnival lights and things. And you get sort of a 15-minute photo shoot with that. That's going to be kind of cool and interesting. Club Calf. If you're okay, I'm gonna highlight this by saying you would obviously have to be a cow cow breeder for this one, but a club calf semen starter package. Okay, so you would get 2 straws full flush from some of the really nice bulls that they have offered. So you have your choice of a couple there. That's from the people at Double Deuce Livestock. You can also have what's called a maternal semen starter package, and that would be 3 straws of a certain particular choice of a bull that they have at Double Deuce Livestock. And again, a buyer's credit if you actually want to purchase a club calf from them, and upwards of $250 you can purchase that. And then again, if you breed lambs for the fairs, they have 2 straws of a sire from a lamb, a ram lamb named Kraken. Okay, supposedly gives really nice club lambs. So that's from Double F Club Lambs, and they're donating that 2 straws of his semen. This one's a great one. Free Porta-John rental. Love that. Free Porta-John rental. 1 free Porta-John rental. And you're going to be able to use that all the way up till the end of 2026. So if you have an event that requires a free Porta-John, how about bidding on that? That's going to be a good one. A 1-night stay and breakfast for 2 at the Hilton Garden in Uniontown, PA. And again, you'll be able to use that all year. It's going to expire not until the 2026, December 31st. So you would have a long time to use that, a gift card for Hilton Gardens in Uniontown, Pennsylvania. Here's another good one, $100 gift card to Weary's Provision, and that's can be used within in a year. You have a year to use that one. Actually, they have a couple of those that they're putting up there, 2 of those to put there. Again, sometimes they're going to put a couple baskets up here. This one's called the Let the Good Times Roll Cooler, and it's filled with all kinds of scratch-offs and some, let's be adults here, Jose Cuervo tequila and good stuff, really letting the good times roll, and some margarita mix in that one. Another one, there's a 4-H swag bag. That's filled with all sorts of things, a jean jacket, a blanket, a beach towel, sun catcher, a baseball cap, a cutting board. A 1-night stay at Deer Creek Winery. That's kind of a good one. Another one of those bed and breakfast locations. It's Deer Creek Winery. You're going to be wanting to bid on that one. That would be a nice little romantic getaway for the missus. A $100 value for rental services, and for the no-till drill or the lime spreader rental, and that's from the Conservation District. They gave you that one if you're in need of any of those to use. Those can be kind of expensive to rent if you need them for anything. 4 tickets to any state theater of the arts show, so that's going to be cool. And those do not expire, so you could use those anytime and for any shows. 4 tickets to any Main Street Theater Company show. Again, same rules. They do not expire, so you can use them for anything. The Funky Pumpkin Patch gift card. That's a $50 gift card. That's kind of cool. Go to the pumpkin patch. Think about the fall already. $100 credit towards hauling services if you have livestock that needs to be hauled. TM Livestock Transportation donated that. There's going to be a honey basket from Holchin Family Honey. You can bid on that. I know local honey is getting kind of hard to find, especially with our pollinator issues, and I digress. I always talk about that every week, about how we have trouble with that. A $500 sales credit to be used within 1 year of purchase from Bill Work Cattle Company if you're still looking for a project animal next year. That's a good one, $500 towards that. A VIP tour up to 8 people of Liberty Pole Spirits. And that's at Mingo Creek Crafts Distillery. Washington, PA, they get the VIP tour there. 2 birdhouses, 2 constructed wooden birdhouses from the Fayette Conservation District. You can bid on that. Fire pit and s'more making package. That can be bidded upon. That was donated by the Wolf family. A tailgating tent. I know TJ probably needs one of those. A tailgating tent. The color may vary on that. Don't have to get a black and gold one, but you might get any shade of color for that one. And that was consigned by the Harper Casimir family. Sunflower gift basket with 4 admissions to Reskavec Farms Summer Sunflower Field. Again, kind of thinking about the fall events coming up. So that's 4 free admission tickets for that. If you bid on that. Allen's Haunted Hayride, the 4 combo tickets, and campfire. Of course, that's going to be coming up in the fall as well, donated by Allen's Haunted Hayride. A $500 sale credit towards Diamond Show Pigs. Again, we're sort of gapping all the livestock here. And so if you're looking for a project for next year, that's to be used by next year, 2026. And $500 towards purchasing your next 4-H farm pig. An entire roll of $10 scratch-offs. That's donated by the Rooker family. If you're feeling lucky, get the entire roll of $10 scratch-off tickets. A $500 gift card for Harry's Custom Meats in Smithfield, Pennsylvania. That's going to expire this time next year in 2026. But, $500 at your local butcher, that can go a long way towards filling up that freezer. Sticks and Stones pig planter and a gift certificate. That's a $25 gift certificate, and the pig planter. That's from Sticks and Stones Mercantile. WMBS ticket basket. They're donating a ticket basket with Pirates tickets, Pittsburgh Zoo tickets, lottery tickets, and other WMBS merch and swag. Way to go, WMBS. Good job. Fence Charger, bucket of supplies, a $100 gift card. You can bid on that. That's from All Around Fence Company. I know a fence charger is extremely expensive, so getting that with the supplies, that would be a good bid for a farmer to make. The Ye Old Inn appetizer and dinner buffet. You can get for 15 people, 21 and older. Advanced reservations required, and beverages aren't included, but still, appetizer and dinner buffet for 15 people. That's pretty incredible. $100 gift card from Pritt's Feed Mill, excuse me. Anybody with a farm can certainly use $100 worth of feed, especially with those prices soaring. May's Country Store gift basket. They've got one. And a gift certificate goes with that. The Penn State basket. Donated by Sherry Scully. It's got a lot of Penn State swag in that. The 4 all-day adventure passes to Seven Springs. And all-day adventure passes give you access to the Alpine Slide, the bowling, the scenic chairlift rides, disc golf, hot tubs. Look out. So it's a 4 all-day adventure pass to Seven Springs. You can bid on that. Also, Seven Springs donated 1 overnight lodging and suite with the breakfast for 4 at their hotel. So if you have a one night want to get away, especially for us farmers that can't get away too much, but one night's not too much. So that's available any day other than the holidays and the blackout days. Again, more for our cattle breeders. 3 next level IVF embryos. And so you'll be buying all 3 eggs at one price to be inserted, obviously, into your donor cow. Again, that's specifically for farmers. A bonfire solo stove. That's actually consigned and sent to us from the Washington County Agricultural Fair. Thank you. Thank you for supporting our Fayette County Fair, Washington County Agricultural Fair. And a large wooden planter donated by the Bosnack family. Again, for our farmers, 10 straws of Hereford semen from Triple Creek Farm. A free photo shoot with O-Shoot Photography. So that's 1 hour and a location session, professionally edited photos, and a downloadable online gallery. Neubauer's Flowers is donating 12 months of flowers. One fresh flower arrangement per month for 12 months. They need 24 hours notice for order and pickup, and does have a delivery fee if it needs to be delivered. But one fresh flower arrangement per month from Neubauer's Flowers. And believe me, they do a wonderful job. Always love Neubauer's here in Uniontown. Barbecue catering package. This is from the Steel Plate, $200 worth of barbecue. I'm telling you, I really should have ate before I started reading this off. Reese Gallery and Safes, there in Smithfield, they have a gift basket that they're doing. You can donate. You can bid on that. 4 Wednesday meals from Myers Catering. And that's from your choice from Myers Catering of the meals that you want. 2 more heavy galvanized gates, 12-footers, donated by Ridgeline Fencing, LLC. And those are essential on the farm. Galvanized gates, to make sure that they actually get to last. That's something that you want. A facial from Beauty Haven by Stacy Lynn. You can certainly treat yourself to a little pampering there. V1035 class excavator for a weekend. If you got something that needs to be done on the place, your small acreage, Fayette Rental Solutions has an excavator that you can have all weekend long. Free delivery within 10 miles of their location. And if you've had that project that you've been putting off because you can't afford the rental, there you go. Fayette Rental Solutions is donating a 20 by 20 high peak tent package and 6 8-foot banquet tables and 48 chairs. Free delivery and setup within 10 miles of their location. A bounce house rental, again, Fayette Rental Solutions. If you want to rent the bounce house for the kiddies' birthday party, 5-in-1 combo bounce house rental. Free delivery and setup within 10 miles. Gift certificate for Cactus Creek leather work. And my technology is failing me here again. Okay, there we go. $500 sale credit. More for our 4-Hers. A $500 sale credit for Hilty Show Pigs. And buying your next project for next year. 3-night stay and a gas card at the Best Western premiere in Harrisburg during one of their shows, 12/11 to 12/14, and that's during the Pennsylvania Youth Livestock Expo. Okay. $50 off custom processing a steer. If you always wanted to have one of your steers processed by Haynes Farming and Custom Meat, you can get 50% off with this card, and that can be used with the purchase of a steer at the 2025 fair. A griller package also donated by Haynes, $200 worth of meats, a variety of steaks, burgers, and sausage. And finally, a saddle rack, a really nice saddle rack if you have horses, something that you need, donated by Rocky Acres Welding, made by Lane Lowry. So it's a rustic repurposed saddle stand made by them, and you can bid on those. So I took the time to talk about that again because it was sort of a short notice sale, and we wanted to make sure that we mentioned it because I am, as I said, a co-chair at the Fayette County Fair, and they desperately need your support in constructing some of that stuff. Okay, so how about the news? Okay, and in the news, Pennsylvania's top ag lawmakers are asking Congress to restore a canceled program that helps food banks purchase local food. The chairs of Pennsylvania's House and Senate Ag Committees made the request in a June 18th letter. The program has delivered measurable impact across the Commonwealth, supporting farmers in the dairy, produce, poultry, and other sectors, the lawmakers wrote. Pennsylvania had a 3-year contract for USDA and for $13 million under the Local Food Purchase Assistance Cooperative Agreement Program. President Donald Trump's administration canceled it and a similar farm-to-school program in March, a combined cut of more than $1 billion. U.S. Ag Secretary Brooke Rollins said states were not spending the money quickly enough. Through USDA statistics show Pennsylvania has spent 90% of the money it was allocated. The Pennsylvania lawmakers said the cancellation disrupted marketing opportunities for almost 190 farms in the state and hampered the delivery of healthful food to vulnerable people. The program supports the goals of creating opportunities for small farms and increasing access to healthful foods, the legislator said. Every product purchased under LFPA was sourced directly from Pennsylvania farmers, ensuring that the economic and nutritional impact stays local, the letter said. Manufacturers had already planned their growing season around the program when it was canceled, the letter said. The letter urges Congress to have the USDA reconsider its decision on or restore the funding during the appropriations process. The lawmakers appeared with Governor Josh Shapiro and Ag Secretary Russell Redding on Monday in Carlisle to call for the revival of the program. Shapiro had authorized Redding to appeal USDA's cancellation of the funding. When that failed, the state sued the federal government in June in an attempt to restore it. Pennsylvania farmers work hard every day to put food on our tables, and with Washington breaking its promise to them, we're standing up for our farmers and food banks, Shapiro said. This isn't just a bureaucratic disagreement. It's about real people, real livelihoods, and real meals for families who need them, Redding said. Also in the news, Penn State is looking for your help. If you have any suggestions of programs that Penn State can run, especially with their current closures and so forth, that are ag-related, they do have certain surveys that are available on their websites that you can go and that you can answer a variety of questions for them, and that will actually help them decide what to do as far as programming goes here on out. So if you've ever thought to yourself, Penn State needs to add this kind of a program, or it needs to add that kind of a program, now is the time to mention it, and they are taking your suggestions very, very seriously now, because obviously if you're going to spend your money on programming at Penn State, you want to make sure that that you get the value for what you're spending it for. So they don't want to just start creating a bunch of programming like I don't know, philosophy or something. They actually want something that you can apply in real life and use. So if you have time, go to the Penn State webpage and make sure that you do what you can to further education for people in Pennsylvania and in areas where we need it. Okay. So on to Josh Krysack's favorite segment of the show.
I got beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, lamb, rams, hogs, dogs, chicken, turkeys, rabbits. You name it! Look! I got beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, lamb, rams, hogs, dogs, beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, chicken, turkeys, rabbits.
Okay. Anyhow, it's going to be my favorite too. Anyway, your farmers markets for this coming up week: Uniontown, Pennsylvania, every Saturday; Bailey Park, 9 to 12, now till September 27th. Bedford, Pennsylvania, every Saturday; Lambertville Methodist Church, now until October, 9 to 1 o'clock. Frostburg, Maryland, the Frostburg City Place, now until October, 9:30 to 1 o'clock. That's at Frostburg City Place. That one's indoor, too. It's really nice and it's covered, so don't worry about the weather at the Frostburg City one. I was just at that one. Connellsville Farmers Market, that's Thursdays at the East Side Fire Station, 5 to 8 p.m., 100 North Arch Street. Confluence Farmers Market, That's in the town square. Their next one's coming up July 26th, and it's from 8 to 12 o'clock. The Mountain Fresh Farm Market, Oakland, Maryland, now till October 31st, Wednesdays and Saturdays. South 1st Street, Town Park Lane, 10 to 1 p.m. SoCo, the Somerset County Farmers Market, 243 West Main Street. That's on Saturdays from now until October 11th, 9 to 1 o'clock. Keystone State Park Farmers Market every Sunday. That's from now until September 28th, 10 to 2 p.m., 1150 Keystone Park Road, Derry, PA, in the beach parking lot. Ligonier Country Market every Saturday, now through September 27th, 8 a.m. to 12 p.m., plus other random days. Check their website. They're at the corner of Springer Road and Main Street. Deep Creek Farmers Market in the Garrett College parking lot every Friday, 3 to 6 p.m. until October 4th. Davis Farmers Market in Davis, West Virginia. It's also an artisan market every Friday, 5 to 8 p.m., now through September. Barber County, West Virginia, the Barber County Fairgrounds Farmers Market every Friday, 4 to 7 p.m. till October. Cheat Lake Farmers Market every Monday from June to mid-October, 4 to 7 p.m. in the parking lot of Chestnut Ridge Church, 2223 Cheat Road. Waynesburg, PA, every Wednesday, 10 to 1 p.m. till October, next to the courthouse. The Lower Burrell Farmers Market, Bon Air School parking lot, 9 to 12:30 every Saturday till October. My technology was still flashing in TJ's face. I'm sorry, TJ. You know, I tell you, sometimes I get really excited about doing all this stuff, you know, pushing buttons and, you know, prompting music and everything. But I don't know. I was watching Star Trek the other day, and I just feel like I'm like Scotty under there. You know, I was like, we need more power. We cannot get it. It's lit up like a Christmas tree under here. I'm hitting buttons here. It's crazy. I'm sorry, TJ. I'm sorry, my producer there. Anyway, the Mountain Areas Farmers Market. Okay, we'll get out of the Scottish accent. Farmington Fire Hall, 4 to 8 p.m. Again, your next one will be July 11th. And we love that one because, again, it's a Friday evening, and it's always 4 to 8 p.m. when people are going home from work, so you get to pass that one. It gives people an opportunity to see that one. Rockwood, this is a brand new one. My friend Jesse Lee sent me this one. This one's in Rockwood, the new Centerville Farmers Market. That's located at the Holy Hayloft, Thursdays, 3 to 6 p.m. Morgantown, West Virginia, they have two downtown every Saturday, 8:30 to 12 p.m. in the large pavilion, and Milan Park, 270 Milan Park Lane, Wednesdays, starting from 4 o'clock and goes till 7 o'clock. Cumberland, Maryland, Cumberland has theirs at the Canal Place, Thursdays, 9:30 to 1 p.m. And again, just an announcement about the Uniontown Poultry Association, their buy-sell trade. They will not be having one. It will be closed for July for the fair. They don't want to risk any sort of exposure or issues with avian influenza. So their next one will not be until August 17th. The next Indian Head Swap, those started back in June, and they're usually the second Sunday of the month from 7 to 11, poultry and small animals. But you want to call and confirm that with Jeff DeWitt, 724-320-4945 to make sure those are happening, because I sort of get sporadic notifications about that one. The Delmont Busy Beaver Swap, they're going to do another one on July 20th because Uniontown Poultry Association couldn't do theirs, and they do theirs that Sunday, July 20th, 8 to 11, 401 Vine Street, Route 22, next to the Walmart. And just a reminder on that one, you want to make sure that you get to those earlier, because as soon as you do, the sooner you do, the better you're going to get there. Anyway, I know that I was talking about the Indian Head Swap. I know that they do have one scheduled for July 13th. So again, but double check and make sure that that's going to happen before you travel out there. Okay. So, having said all of that, if you remember back a while, it's some things to think about in July. I sort of said, remember, earlier in the spring to hold off on purchasing chicks. But now, July, the weather is incredible. Now might be a time to purchase chicks to raise on the farmstead, because now the supply is getting better. You can go to your local feed stores and find them. And again, the weather is going to be more helpful to you instead of trying to raise them in this horridly cold weather and trying to keep heat sources on them and getting them to grow and being afraid they're going to die just by catching a breeze. Now is a good time to be purchasing chicks for the farmstead. Okay. And again, with the now that the chicken producers are getting caught up with the avian influenza outbreaks, they're not so outrageously expensive to purchase, and they're actually out there in a good supply. I will also say it's July, and it's not too late to plant stuff if you've missed out on stuff. So still a good time to plant a variety of beans, zucchini, cucumbers, lettuce, tomatoes, and peppers. And if if you're one of those people that overgrows too many things, zucchinis, I know a lot of people that if I say the word zucchini, it's sort of like a battle line's been drawn because everybody grows so much of it that they don't know what to do with it, and they start leaving it on their neighbors' doorsteps. And it's, instead of a flaming bag of dog poo, it's zucchini being left out there this year. And so people get kind of crazy about it. But I'm always excited about it because I tell people, you got zucchini, I'll take it. This guy will take it. I've got a variety of livestock that love zucchini. And the regular zucchini, my pigs can't get enough of it. And the spaghetti squashes and stuff like that, my chickens just love spaghetti squashes. Maybe the fact that it looks kind of like worms, I don't know, but they go bananas over those. So again, grow for what you need on your farm, on your family. You just heard when TJ read the news at the hour, more closures of family farm stands. Unfortunately, Doodah's having some issues. So the supply may not be out there for you this year. And if you crave homegrown vegetables like I do, and you can't stand the stuff that's bought at the mega markets, the superstores, make sure that you still got time to plant some in July. I will say too that my the produce that I grow on the farm, what little I do, pears and apples this year are looking really bumper. I mean, I guess all the rain has really, really loved them. And I have been a bit neglectful this year in getting my trees, fruit trees pruned, which is something that's absolutely essential to getting a full, robust growth from your plants, or growth from your trees. And I just I'm really, really, really excited about what's happening because I'm seeing a tremendous amount of fruit that's already starting to come up. So that's kind of exciting for me. And I'm not a person that likes to spray pesticides or anything like that. So this is all nature doing it. I know a lot of fruit trees have sort of a life of 7 to 10 years, and then you have to replant, you have to cut them down, you have to utilize them for something, and then I know a lot of people that'll just go through and cut them and use the wood chips and stuff for smoking meat and things like that. They have other versatile things for them, and they say that they're just not productive. I've got some 20-year-old apple trees this year that are looking miraculously good. And I'll be honest with you, I don't even know what the variety of them are. They're just a wonderful, wonderful apple tree, and they were on the property for the very, very long time, even when I first purchased the property. So they've started to grow, and they've dealt with a tremendous amount of pressure. They've remembered with years that have been hot and years that have been cold, years that have been rainy, dry. They've dealt with pressure from my livestock. When they get out, my livestock my goats climb the tree, chew everything they can reach. The cattle, they'll rub the trees. The pigs will, scratch their backs on it and take the bark off the bottom of the tree, whatever. And some of them have been very, very resilient. So I'm looking forward to that. Also, the chestnuts. It's the time of the year when you step outside and you walk around and you smell sort of this strong odor of almost like bleach. And that's because the chestnut trees, as they start to blossom and bloom, they put off that smell. And so I'm looking forward to a bumper crop of chestnuts too. Chestnuts, beyond being a deer attractant, because the deer really love them, they're magnificent at finishing off the pork on the property. So whenever my free-ranging pigs are walking around, whenever they eat the chestnuts, it just gives a tremendous, tremendous flavor to the meat. It's absolutely wonderful. Something else that I had this year that's actually doing too well. I had a small patch, and I've debated about this before. And if anybody has any comments about this, please do. If you have any experience with nettles, a few years ago I had a raised planter bed, and I've since changed on the farm. I've sort of changed the landscape of how I've handled it. And when I have more time, I don't want to talk about it today, but when I have more time, I'll talk about how I've changed some of the growth beds. I do something else. I don't necessarily do raised beds anymore. But when I was first putting in raised beds, I had used everything that I'd learned from, good drainage at the bottom to logs, then stacking it up with mulch, and then stacking it up with manure and compost and everything else. And I made these really tall beds. And during the fall of the previous year, I had purchased a lot of soil from a farm store that was trying to get through that year-end thing where they just all of a sudden they just started slashing the prices on anything. And it was really good organic. It was actually really good organic soil that wasn't filled with a lot of nonsense, as I was talking about earlier in the spring. I really looked at the labels, and I really made sure to be extra conscious of it. And so when it was a bargain, it was super cheap per bag. And so I bought a bunch of it, and I used it to fill up some of these beds. Well, that you're doing something good with your soil, and when you start to see nettles grow. And so I had one bed that I sort of neglected and sort of left go, and I started to get these nettles. Now, anybody that knows anything about them knows that you touch them, you make any contact with nettles at all, they burn your skin terribly. It's like pouring acid on your skin, and they're awful like that. But there are a tremendous number of benefits to using nettles for, say, nettle tea, to do all kinds of things with it. So, and I know too that part of the things that I did on the farm have impacted other areas. One of the things that I didn't necessarily think about was when I had a patch of milkweed grow up, for instance. And no farmer really wants to see milkweed on the farm, but milkweed is one of those essentials for some of our pollinators, monarch butterflies. And I know I'm going to sound like a sissy farmer. I like to see butterflies, but it's nice to see attractive pollinators out there. And so, I wasn't thinking about it. I wanted to get rid of the milkweed. I didn't apply poison or anything like that. All I did was I put it through my regular crop rotation. And when I put it through my regular crop rotation, to be honest with you, a lot of my animals, like my rabbits, essentially eradicated the milkweed when it was at its youngest stage. I didn't let it grow full out all the way and then spread. There was seeds that sort of spread everywhere. Okay, so it's been hard on the pollinators. But anyway, my point was that the pollinators do like the nettles, and obviously doesn't have the effect on them that it has on us if we touch them. So I've maintained a small patch of it. And so, I think about the point of my entire story is, something that may look like a nuisance or like an issue that's going to impact you and drive you crazy later on, maybe sort of think it through a little bit farther, because I'm really trying to do my best to learn how to utilize nettles. And I'm going to keep the plot small because, believe me, I don't want to be rubbing against it accidentally and have burning skin or anything like that. But I would like to learn how to do the boiling the leaves and creating the nettle tea and using some of the medicinal things from the stinging nettles. So if we have anybody that has any kind of experience with that, I would love to hear from you, folks. And you can make public comment right here on our Facebook live post. Nobody ever does. They're always too shy to do it. So I get bombarded by a lot of messages, which is great. And I love to hear from people, but they sort of bombard me because they don't want to put it out there on the public. But that's wonderful. If you have anything you want to talk about, go ahead and do it. And so I'm getting the flag from my friend TJ here saying that we're towards the end of the show already, and we didn't get to talk too much about anything, but there's absolutely, we like to have a lot of fun here on Farmsteaders Field Notes, but there's nothing funny. And this was my friend Dave that wanted me to mention. I've mentioned my friend Dave once or twice. But anyway, there's nothing funny about mislabeling products. And my buddy Dave says, I'm taking a box of wine back to the store. He said, once opened, it would last for 6 weeks. But it was gone in 3 hours. Buddy Dave also said that it said on the box that it had 36 glasses, but he doesn't wear glasses, so he just had to sip it straight out of the tap. Anyway, why do I drink wine from a box, Dave? Because it doesn't come in a suitcase, he said. Card Bordeaux. Vino Collapso. Love that stuff. Cheap wine. Anyhow, don't forget, if it wasn't for farmers, you would be naked, you would be sober, and you'd be hungry. So try to enjoy your week. Thank your local farmer. We'll see you here next week. Stay tuned for CBS News of this hour.
You're listening to WMBS Uniontown. Now, ladies and gentlemen, our national